Hello, this is the first recording after a wonderful vacation that my husband and I had in Italy. We went to Lake Como and it was a gorgeous area. During our vacation I scheduled videos, so you would be able to watch some videos, and it seems that it worked pretty well. So with a fresh start and a fresh look to this beautiful door, I will continue coloring this page from Joanna Besford's Enchanted Forest. And I have to say I've seen a lot of old doors and old stones in Italy. I will add some more color to the leaves and the grass and these little flowers. And I will start with this one, Polychromos, earth green yellowish. This is one of my favorite colors when it comes to green. It looks very natural. So our vacation in Italy was, well, it was too short. It was so beautiful there. We had rented a small apartment with a swimming pool, and it was said that the balcony of this apartment has a great view over the lake and the mountains. And that was so true. It was a tiny balcony, but the view was majestic. You could watch to the north, right into the Alps. And when you watched to the south, you saw the lake. It's a huge lake. It wasn't possible to see the entire lake from our apartment. And it was just gorgeous. The weather was good. We could swim in the swimming pool. We could swim in the lake. We rented a boat. We did some trips with the car. My husband loves to drive those high mountain passes. So we did that too. This is Tombo erogeton asparagus. It is a very faint green, but it is just what I need right now, just to give it this little touch of lightness. While being on vacation, I did a lot of coloring, drawing, painting. It was wonderful. I gave it a sharp point. Let's go again. In Italy, I also recorded 2 episodes of a video series about watercolor painting. But I think it will take some time for me to finish the recordings and to edit the recordings. I haven't been able to check the recordings I made in Italy, but it could well be that the background noise is well, that the audio is not good enough and I should make a voiceover. I hope that is not necessary, but well. So now we are back to coloring. It was quite hard to determine what to take with me on vacation. It is impossible to take all my pencils and all my paints and all my coloring books. So I decided to take with me only my polychromos pencils and a couple of Erogitons. And I decided to take with me my watercolor paint, a watercolor paper block, actually 2, because I wanted to test the famous Arches paper, so I took that with me. And I took with me 2 coloring books. I took Magical Jungle and Painterly Days. That is, Painterly Days is for watercolor. And I have been coloring for hours and hours on that tiny balcony with that gorgeous view. Oh, it was so fun. And then at night, when it was already dark, I continued painting in the faint lamplight, hoping that I wouldn't screw up the colors, because it's difficult to see with faint lamplight. So I'm now going to add darker colors, and I'm going to use this one, Juniper Green. On this vacation we had to speak different languages, and I don't speak Italian. It turned out that we know a lot of Italian words, but I have no knowledge of the grammar, so I am not able to make any sentences. And although I am a classically trained singer and I do sing in Italian, I never had Italian lessons, but I had a little book with me to help us out, and that worked. A little dictionary. And in the second week that we were there, we discovered that in the town that we were staying, there are a lot of Germans, and the Italians, people there in the restaurants and shops, they turned out to speak a little bit of German, and so do we. So we started using German. Didn't work everywhere, but and we had to speak French as well. When you travel from the Netherlands to Italy, you will travel through different countries if you do that by car. And from the Netherlands we drove to Germany, and the intention was to not drive all the way to Italy in one day. So we decided to find a hotel somewhere in the area in the neighborhood of the Swiss border, so the border between Germany and Switzerland. And to our surprise, there was a lovely hotel in Mulhouse, and Mulhouse is situated in France, very close to the Swiss-German border. So we decided to sleep in Mulhouse. So we had to speak French, and there was a little bit of a challenge. There was a time that my French was pretty good, but that's about 25 years ago, I guess, 20 years ago. I will now add a little bit of shading to the grass, and I'm going to use this one, Prussian Blue by Luminance Carandash. So we slept in Mulhouse, and the next day we traveled back to Germany. That was only a couple of miles away. And then we went towards Switzerland. And traveled through Switzerland. And saw all those majestic mountains of the Swiss Alps. And then eventually we arrived in Italy, and Lake Como, where we were staying, is situated in the northern part of Italy in the Alp mountains. We rented a boat with my brother, because my brother and his family were staying there too. So there was a bit of an overlap in our vacation, so we could rent a boat that day. And we found George Clooney's house. He has a house at the shore, on the shores of Lake Como. But unfortunately he didn't show up. My sister-in-law was a bit disappointed. She really wanted to have a cup of coffee with this guy, but unfortunately he, well, maybe he was still asleep, I don't know, or he wasn't there at all. I'm now going to use this one, grass green, just to add a little bit more warmth to the leaves. If you've ever been in Las Vegas, then you know that there is the Bellagio Hotel. But the real Bellagio is a beautiful old city, also on the shores of Lake Como. So we visited that too. It was lovely. A lot of tourists there from all over the world. A lot of Americans, Japanese, Chinese, you name it, they were there. But it is a lovely little town, city really, with beautiful old houses and gardens. There are some gardens you can visit. And if you have been following me a little bit, and you know that I'm working on a coloring book, and well, being on vacation helps you to make decisions really, and get fresh ideas. And I think I found the right format for this color along project. And it may well be that it won't be a book, but something else. I am now going to use this one, Bruinzeel Dark Grey, for the background, to add a little bit more darkness to the background. Yes, while being on vacation and just brainstorming about this coloring book, I thought, there are so many coloring books, why not try another format? something that is fresh and new, and that is a joy to look at and a joy to give as a present. And of course, giving a coloring book as a present is very joyful as well, but I'm looking for something different. And I think I know what it needs to be. So I contacted a printing office, two printing offices, and I ordered a pile of test paper. We're not there yet. I found a good paper, but the ink that was used is not up to erasing. So if you start erasing, you erase the ink lines. And I also want this paper to be able to work with both colored pencil and watercolor, because I love watercolor also. And I would like the paper to be so versatile that you can choose what to use. And I think I found that paper. But the ink was also not up to water. It would smudge the page. So that needs some more work. And well, I'm sure I will find the right combination of paper and ink. And now I'm going to use a very light yellow cream from the Polychromos series. And I will cover the entire background with it. And this is a technique that is used in painting also. Layering all those light layers of color on top of each other is called glazing. There was a time that I thought that glazing was not for me, and the reason I thought that was for a very stupid reason. The reason was I didn't like the word glazing. And I had seen the technique in a book, in an instruction book. And the colors used just didn't work for me. I didn't like it, so I thought glazing is an ugly technique. And look what I am doing. I am doing nothing but glazing. That is why it takes so much time for me to finish these pages, because I like adding layers on top of layers. Now, which color should I give these flowers? I don't know yet. I could leave them whites or red or blue, purple. That looks pretty good. I think I will do that for the rest of the wall. So I will first add a little bit of dark gray here and there, just a little bit. And now let's go with the cream. I hope today I will have time to make another tutorial video about painterly days. That is the watercolor coloring book, and I really enjoyed that book also. I was coloring again without you seeing it, sorry. Here's the dark gray again. Let's add just a little bit of dark gray. I love watercolor painting, but there is one thing about it that is a bit, and that is that you have to add water. And nowadays they have these wonderful water brushes. It's a brush with a water reservoir in it. Great invention. But I just happen to prefer brushes, just the normal brushes. And then you need a pot of water, and so that's a bit of a downside about it. And that is what I love about colored pencil. You only need colored pencil. I love it. And if you sharpen your pencils before you go on a trip, you can have hours of joy without having to sharpen them. It is just look at that. This is going very well. I will do exactly the same for this piece of stone. Maybe I will change the color a little bit, because it is, it's a different kind of stone. No, I will change it. I will add a warmer tone to it. This is cedar wood from Erogiton. Just a slight touch. Erogiton pencils do a great job when it comes to light light touches of color. Now I will add the cream. Let's see what happens. It's a bit of an experiment, but if it is not what I want, then I have the eraser. By the way, once in a while I receive gifts from you, and that is incredible. It is, I feel so grateful for that. There are people who are donating via PayPal. You can donate if you like my work. Then you can go to passionforpencils.blogspot.com, and there you will find a button support. And there are also people who are sending me coloring books. Painterly Days was a gift from somebody. And I also recently received this. This is what I received a couple of days ago. It is a Derwent electrical eraser, and it works so nice. The lady that sent it to me already told me that I will love it, and I do. So I switch it on and then it sounds a little bit like the dentist, but I'm very happy with this thing. This is going to help me a lot in my drawing. And yeah, I think I will use it a lot of times. So let's redo this. Oh, I'm dropping some pencils. So people are sending me wonderful gifts, and that is so beautiful. So thank you. And if you do not want to send me a gift, don't feel guilty, because I'm not doing this for receiving gifts. I am doing this just because coloring and painting is so joyful. I just looked out of the window because I saw something moving in the treetops. And I saw a beautiful blue tit. It's a beautiful little bird. And there was another one with it. It is black and white and pink with a very long tail. And we call it, if I would translate it literally, we call it a long-tailed tit. But I don't know if that is the name in English. That long-tailed tit is one beauty. Most of the time they come in groups. In winter time they form groups, and then they go search for food. And then you see them searching the gardens for food. Autumn is coming, that is for sure. The trees are slowly starting to change color. It is going very slowly. I always thought that autumn colors would come in October in the Netherlands, but I'm now using this one, Van Dyke Brown, to give a little bit of touch to these rocks. Now I always thought that the autumn colors would start coming early October, and it is coming then, it is starting, but the real autumn colors are in the Netherlands in the by the end of October or in November. It's much later than I thought. That's strange. Living here, I've seen 41 autumns already. This is nougat, this color. Just add a little touch of it. Yeah, I turned 42 lately. Now this is a color you may not use for stones, but I like it. Venetian red. Just a slight touch of it. And this is glazing, just adding a very light layer on top of what is already there. And now some warm gray. This is warm gray number 5 from Polychromos again. I'm just scribbling around. You know, stones can look rough and they never look all the same, so just scribble about. So I'm working on this color along projects. It is not going to be a book. I don't think so, at least. You never know, but I think it's going to be something else. And there are some other projects that I am thinking about and working on. I'd like to make an audiobook about nature, about the beauty of nature. And I'm also thinking about starting a project to encourage myself and maybe others to step outside more often and experience the outdoors. You know, I love the outdoors. But if I'm honest, most of the days I am working indoors, and it's not that I don't have time to go out. I do, but I'm just not doing it. And there's always a reason for not doing it. You know, it rains, or the winds are too harsh, it's too cold, it's too hot. These are all excuses. And this morning I had to go out, and when I came back I noticed that we have a beautiful plant growing next to our front door, and it is growing against the wall of our home. And I noticed a beautiful slight change of colors in the leaves, and I thought, oh, why not take a picture every day, or at least go out and look every day how autumn is coming. So I am thinking about launching a project that will motivate me and hopefully other people to go out. Well, even if you live in a busy city, there is a touch of nature everywhere. I live in a suburban area. There is little nature there too. But like those little tits that just were flying in my garden, and the beautiful leaves that start change colors. So I don't know how that will happen, this project of going outdoors. But well, I think it's going to happen. So let's take a step back, and I think this is going to look very nice. And next time I will continue this. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye bye.